this one. This is going to be a pretty good story. Let me take you the long route. Let's just go in here and get a cold beer first. Oh yeah, I can do that on YouTube. Today's beer will be Estela Jalisco. Or, for a personal note, I could drink this one, buddy. Now, I pride myself on being a mentor to most of my friends, because let me break it down first. So, I don't know how you young guys do it, but back in the day, every young guy had an old guy. An old guy to go talk to, an old guy. You would ask things that, talk to an old guy that the old guy would give you information that your dad couldn't. Put it like that. And growing up, I need a holder for the phone. I can't do this. Let's get a holder for the phone here. Going back in here, little storage facility area here. I used to call this the office where I used to do my videos. Remember, I used to do the music videos in this room. There's no real market for my music anymore, so take this thing here, go over here. Oh yeah, I'm live, baby. Oh man, my computer died. I'd play you some of my new music, but I don't have it anymore. You can get what I have left on SoundCloud. Uh-oh. Yeah, is it still going there? There you go. Now, so, my friends got grown. Gotta have a better background than this. Tell a story. Now, I love to go into super details about the story about my friend's girl problems. And I also like to answer your text and all that stuff you do on the screen, but I can't do that. But what I am going to do right now is open this beer and tell you this story. I can go origin story with it and tell you how I met the guy and all that shit, or I can just go straight there. Once again, today's beer is Estela Jalisco. So, a few weeks ago, when I was in Jamaica, a friend of mine, him and his girlfriend had some issues. And she had an affair. I have nothing to smoke. I need to smoke. Hold on a second. Well, I guess we're going to go big time old school. And luckily, I found a smoke. So, I could put some background music in here, but I won't. I have my smoke now. And I'm going to tell you a story. Now, when I was growing up, I'm going to go a long story because I like doing the long route. So when I was growing up, every young person had an older person they hung out with. Or, older person would try to mentor them and do some shit with them and stuff. So all my mentor types was gangster types. It's all cool like that. So it's always like a young dude, an old dude. And even when you're an old dude, you have an old dude. I have an old dude. Not gonna tell you his name, but he's an older Hispanic male. He is 67 years old. So treats me like his son. Now, me being an older person, a younger person has me as their old dude, their older person. He's a young white guy. I'm a young white guy's older person. I'm 55, he's 37. We used to work together and everything. I'm not gonna tell you that part of it. So, I help him out around his house. He comes, helps me out. It's like having another son. Just like the older Latino guy calls me his other son, this guy's like my little brother / type son. You look out after him. On TikTok and YouTube, a large percentage of my videos are critical towards white people. So why would I have a white dude? A white little kid, a white mentee, because I'm the mentor. Young black dudes around here, they got their old gangster types. I used to work with this guy. This guy happened to be like my supervisor, like my boss. And we just developed a friendship. Even his mom and his girlfriend tell me that I'm one of the only people that can talk to him on the same level. This guy is an asshole. And I'm going to say that with love and respect because I am not a nice person. I'm not a good guy. I am an asshole. I will treat you fucked up. I will say fucked up shit to you. If you slight me in a way where I feel like I'm not threatened but challenged, if you challenge my brilliance, I'm gonna call you out. And this guy's the same. This guy will yell and scream at a police officer. He'll yell and scream at his mama. He'll yell and scream at his sister. He'll yell and scream at his brother. He'll yell and scream at me. But I'm the only person that'll yell and scream back. They won't do it. Me and him didn't always start off on the right foot. He said some things I didn't like, and I said to myself, I can blow up now, or I can stop fucking judging people by the way they speak. And I learned this young man. He's not a bad guy. If he asks you to do something and you fuck up, and he's paying you to do it, he will be an asshole. Period. You fucked up. He gave you instructions. He gave you tools. He had a temper when he met you. But yet and still you think you gotta be treated nice when you fucking with this guy. No. He don't give a fuck how you feel about how you want to be treated. And that's why I like the guy. I love the kid. Oh yeah. You haven't seen me say this shit about white people. There are a lot of great white people out there, so now let me tell my fucking story. Because I give white people a hard time and I give black people a hard time. He gives white people a hard time, and if you're black and you give him a hard time, he will give you a hard time. I respect that. Because he does it without all the racist bullshit. Like, you nigger. He don't do all that shit. He'll call you an asshole, a motherfucker, a fool, an idiot. He ain't gonna drop the M-bomb on you. He'll say, hey, that motherfucker acting like is he an N-bomb? I'll be like, he's an N-bomb. A lot of black people ain't gonna like what I just said. Add that to the repertoire. So, my young friend's got women problems. Now, there's been a great debate about black women, white women, how women do this, women do that, what women think and whatever. This guy has a magnetic attitude, and sometimes he comes off rough. 80%. So if you're a woman and you're in a relationship with him, you know he's a fuck up and an asshole. He's not a fuck up, but he's an asshole. So you know if you fuck up, he's gonna say some fucked up shit. He's not gonna spare his women at all. So in saying all this, I painted a young person that I talked to, and I pride myself on being like a mentor to this person. What have I been teaching this person if I can't teach him how to control his emotions, how they flow like an ocean? His girlfriend cheated on him. I come back from vacation. I get all these text messages. They hit me at once. What the fuck? And she did this, she did that, she did this, and this. Let me rewind to the beginning when I first met her. When I first met her, I'm like, I don't know. And I judged her. A young woman with a child, or two, and a young man with no kids, an only child. I'm saying to myself, based on his attitude, she's got to be a strong woman and she's got to be older than him in order to deal with him, because he is an acquired taste just like me. Fast forward 7 years. 7 years is about five years ago. Yeah, 7 years is about 5. 7 years was about 2 years ago. And there was an incident I go over, and I guess she's speaking in Blackanese. She's watching a video, and I guess the girl in the video said, Nick Gump? She said, Nick Gump? And I looked at her like, you just say Nick Gump? And then some other dude, one of his other friends was in the house. I'm like, okay, I've known this guy a little bit. It's the first time I ever sensed these motherfuckers might be racially challenged. He's gonna see this video because I'm sending it to him. So I just sat there and I dealt with the thing, and I'm like, okay, he rubbed me wrong when I first met him. Let me give the same courtesy to this girl he's been seeing for about 7 years. Let it go. And the friend I had just met for the first time, I'll call him the clockmaker. Oh yeah. He said some racial shit that day too. So now I'm saying to myself, this is my friend. I like this guy. He's a cool dude. We talk. We don't do the racial thing, but we talk about race. One of his best friends or good friends and his girlfriend has just said some fucked up shit. So I then showed them the scene of Samuel Jackson taking the guy out into the wilderness from the Hateful Eight in rebuttal to how I felt about the racial jokes. So my friend comes into the room and everything changes back to normal. Like, zoom, zoom. And everybody's back non-racial. And I judged her after that. I didn't like her. So over the last couple years, after working with her, I was like, this girl's not that bad. She puts up with my friend. He's not too easy to deal with. They seem to love each other. He bought her a horse. I think they got like 3 horses now. And all of a sudden, I hear about, when I come back from vacation, she had an affair. They were together 16 years. And then she has an affair. I'm thinking, was he too rough? Rough. Then I think of all the money they spend. They go places. These people ain't 50, 60 years old. For the weekend, if they don't want to come home, they'll go stay at a hotel. You live 10 minutes away from there. You go stay at the hotel because he loved her that much. You tired, baby? Well, let's stop right here and get you a room. As a young man, growing up the way he did, he threw a lot at her. Could he have been nicer? Probably. Could she have been more honest? So, let's rewind. Let's rewind 6 years ago. 6 years ago, he was invited to be in a wedding. And at the last minute, one of the bridesmaids was sick. And his girlfriend was allowed to be in the wedding. She'd only knew this person maybe 2-3 years. So they let her be in the wedding. This was the guy that she had the affair with. In the future. So my friend is like fucking distraught, mad. And I told you, if the guy would yell at a police officer, what's he gonna do? I know this guy wants to do the violence. But you know what he did first? After he found out she had an affair, right before she admitted the affair, he threw her out the house. But let me rewind it again. These are white people we're talking about. Let me. I'm all over the place because I'm drinking Estella by Jalisco. So listen. Now, we're dealing with white people here, right? First of all, over the course of all these relationships, right? She decided to reach out to one of his ex-girlfriends. So now, the girlfriend, fiance, is hanging around with pretty much the first love of this motherfucker's life. And the night he throws her out, she confides in one of her friends. The friend that happened to be his ex-girlfriend, and she says, if you don't tell him, I will. First of all, as a woman, if I was a woman, why in the fuck am I gonna fuck with this motherfucker's ex-girlfriend that looks better than me? That's some dumb shit right there. That's like me trying to deal with my woman used to fuck with Prince or some shit, and I'm like, hey baby, how do I stack up? What the fuck do I stack up? I don't stack up. You don't stack up. You don't work. I'm not The Rock. I don't stack up. So how you gonna contact this man's ex-girlfriend and try to be her friend for 2 years? And when you get kicked out by this man, you then call her. I'm just all over the place with this story. But the moral of the story is my young friend's girlfriend had an affair. Come to find out, she had an affair with somebody that they were both a part of their wedding. Now, let me get on the dude here. The guy that cheated on his buddy that was in the wedding, his wife is also 5 times better looking than his girlfriend. He's like, my girlfriend's a regular girl. She's just a tomboy. They ain't no fancy dresses, none of that shit. And these other 2 women that are involved in the situation actually make her look like a tomboy. But she thinks she can befriend this woman who used to be the guy's girlfriend, who he pretty much was the first person he ever loved, and tell this girl, I had an affair. And then mentions the guy that they were involved in's wedding. And when you look at the guy who cheated on his wife, why would you cheat on your wife with your friend's girlfriend, the same friend that told you in high school that your girlfriend in high school was cheating on you? Let's catch her now. She's over here at this guy's house. Why would you get even? And I told him, as his so-called mentor, I'm like, you broke his heart. The first woman he ever loved, you exposed her. And he thinks you love this woman so much, he had to have her. Even after he got married to somebody who looked better than her. So listen, let me go here. Let me go back, fast forward again. Because the story's all over the place. This guy, my friend, tells his so-called friend's wife everything he found out. And now he's determined to ruin this man's life. This man's got 5 kids. 2 sets of twins and a 6-year-old. The guy's got a small business. He says he wants to ruin the guy's entire life. This young man is so determined at everything he does that this guy, his whole life is going to get ruined because a girl's feelings was hurt and she had an affair. So I'm thinking, oh, this is all fucked up. And today I'm like, it's over. And I told him, stop being in revenge mode. Stop having revenge sex. Stop whining and dining your ex-girlfriend, because if you wanted to break up with her, it would be completely over. And he wants to search and search and search for more information. Well, the friend that risked his whole marriage reached out on Facebook saying he just wants to be friends again. This man was 2 inches from taking this woman back, saying, fuck it. Let this man deal with it. We can deal with it. He was going to take her back. And this guy was to reach out again. So he went in for some more information. Well, apparently, somehow he got a hold of 1.5 years worth of messages. How the married man was talking about leaving his wife and how much he loved her and how much his wife was such a bad piece of shit. And I was telling him, when a man is going to cheat on his woman, he's not going to tell the woman that he wants to fuck that his woman is a great woman. He's going to lie on this woman. This man's got 5 kids, 2 sets of twins, and he's telling this other woman, who was a stand-in in the wedding, he loves her. He wants to leave his wife for her. He's been telling this to her for 1.5 years. They end up in a Harlequin romance novel type relationship before they do anything sexual. And this dumbass bitch gonna tell this motherfucker's ex-girlfriend the day he kicks her out, because he's like, hey, you're drinking too much, we're partying too much, I got business to take care of, you know, I'm borderline diabetes, what the fuck's going on? All we do is drink around. So he threw her out. She confesses to his ex-girlfriend. This motherfucker loses 40 pounds in 30 days, gets his teeth whitened. Motherfucker couldn't walk a few goddamn months ago because his back was on. He lost all this weight because she broke his heart. I tried to tell him, like, babe, you're not feeling right. You're losing the weight too soon. You know, you slow down, man. You're not doing something right. And now with this new information, he's even more determined. He wants a move-in woman. He don't want to date a bitch no more. He wants somebody that wants to move in, fucking suck, and go to work and make money. Tired. This motherfucker is not 50 years old yet, not 60, not 70, not 40 years old yet. Some white women say white men have no confidence. If this motherfucker don't have no confidence, this guy, if this kid don't have no confidence, then I don't know. Because not all white men, they're not all made the same. Some of them are just shit. This motherfucker, young motherfucker, he's not from that older generation. He says, Zoe, what do you want? I don't know. We'll get it later. You know what I mean? And I tell him, your real friends don't ask you for shit. The generation I come from, you don't pay your friends for shit. When you do break your friends off, it's because you know, hey man, motherfucker, you earned this shit, I'm breaking you off. On the average, it's like you wash my back, I'll wash your back. But I'm not washing his back. It's like you fix my car, I'll fix your car. I learned so much from this young person. I learned he had ambition, but he's misguided. Like all young people are misguided. And I told him, man, don't try to get revenge on this girl. Look like my eyes are crooked. What the fuck? Because for 16 years, you was together. And he's like, what would you do if your woman cheated? And I told him a long time ago, I was a piece of shit. And when you're a piece of shit, you're lucky to have a woman. You're lucky to have somebody forgive you for who the fuck you are. I've been with my woman for 30 years. She has never needed me. And he looked at me like, what? And I know I did this video just recently. I'm in control of all my relationships. I have been in control of every relationship I've been in. Sometimes as a man, you must relinquish some power to keep the kingdom going. And I tell him, revenge is not the way to go. But he still wants to get revenge on this girl. So today I'm like, do what you gotta do, man. But don't let revenge be a part of it. Let them go. Don't worry about this bitch and this dude no more. Let them go. Because that space in your mind is occupying your time. And in the beginning, you wanted her to see, I can lose all this weight and I can be back to what I was when you met me and I have all of what I got. And then all of a sudden there's another snag. The dude that you thought was your friend is not your friend. What's up? What's up, buddy? What's up? I see you there. And that person is not your friend. And you feel sad. And he came today, and today he was sort of animated. He found out that his woman had been pretty much talking to somebody for a year and a half. In an I love you type relationship. And you know what? Like I said, a black man in the same situation he might not have let her have the second chance. Black man would have probably tried to fuck the other guy's wife. Black man probably would have tried to put him on blast one time. The difference between white guys in this situation and black men in this situation is, I think the average black guy would just say, fuck it. I give up on her. She does this for me. She does that for me. We've been together 15 years. And I love her. It don't matter. It's over. Or, I done fucked a million bitches like a piece of shit. She went and got some dick. Good for her. Let's move on. Call it a day. And that motherfucker go back feeling sorry about like, man, I let it go fuck on me, man. And then wipe his face, his buddies don't know he's crying and shit, but he let her go do that because he's a piece of shit in the past. And to make up, like to give yourself self-forgiveness, you'd be like, just let that go. I did this, I did that, and she just went and got some dick. But then you find out it was romantic. Wait a minute, that's not going to get some dick. That's a relationship. That's talking. That's being groomed into fucking somebody. And then to find out it was a man that you call your friend, a man that you was in his wedding, talk your woman into giving up the pussy. Took him a year and a half. Secret relationship. And he read all of their messages back and forth. He said it was like a fucking novel. And his ex-girlfriend's like, don't read it. I'm like, yeah, you'd say that. And I told him, your girlfriend hanging around your ex-girlfriend is a bad sign. Number one. Your girlfriend inviting your ex-girlfriend to come around to functions with the crew is bad news. The friend in question that had sex with his fiance, that's one person that I've never met. And I've known this man about 17 years now. So you look at the big picture and you say, my young man, my friend, the one who looks up to me as his old man, his mentor, his friend, his calming force. I told him to leave her alone. Told him to stop fucking her. Told him to stop taking her out. I told him to stop going out with her. Told him to start using condoms. And every turn, some other bad news pops up. Today he was specifically hurt. And today, before he came over to see me, he let me know she was coming by the house tonight. Me being the person I am, me knowing what I know, me looking at people from all different angles and perspectives. There's several things that can happen tonight. I don't want him, as my friend, to lose his future. Because a woman scorned, a woman shamed, is not a woman to be played with. A woman degraded, humiliated, called out, embarrassed, snookered, tricked, bamboozled, fooled. A married man, 5 kids, tells a woman with 1 child, a child that's grown and moved out the house, I love you, and I'm coming to be with you, when his oldest kid is 6 years old. Have I become soft for her? Do I feel bad for her? Slightly, yes. In a way, I do. Because in the beginning, I didn't believe in her. I saw the work she put in with my friend, and it changed him. He was mellower, attitude change. He had a partner. And now, his partner has betrayed him. And deep down inside, now I'm going to send him this video. I don't think my wisdom is enough to stop his revenge mode. It's not the man losing his 5 kids. It's not the woman losing her husband because he is sending them their messages. He is sending them their videos they send each other. Deep down inside, I'm glad I sobered up a little bit to do this video. I don't believe I did enough today to make him just call off their date tonight. You cannot keep having sex with somebody that you're angry with. But I don't want to see my friend make a mistake. Even though out of all we went through, I don't think getting revenge on somebody because they fucked somebody, revenge sex, whining and dining somebody and then pulling a rug out from under their eyes, I don't think that's going to be good for my friend in the end. And I don't think I'm trying hard enough to convey it to him. But I told him today, you can't do that revenge. And then he told me about all the private Facebook messages and then I look at every time I've been in a relationship with a woman. And my computer went to the time where I was madly in love with this girl. I forgot her name. But she lived in this town that was like one bus ride over. When you're broke, it's one bus ride. I was a young kid. Like, fuck the bus. It'll take me an hour to walk there. So I'd walk. And then I And I remember when I moved out of town. And then I caught the bus to see her. And we had that visit. I mean, you know that visit where, oh my God. And you're so young and it's like you, and the bus is driving off, right? And a motorcycle pulled up. She started kissing the dude on the motorcycle. And then they drove off. I was fucking crushed. Shit. That was a defining moment. I'm like, God damn. I gotta get a motorcycle. No. All bullshit aside. What was that girl's name? She was beautiful too. It's like back in the days, we was at a house party. Oh my God. Y'all motherfuckers don't know, boy. Journey had some songs. Fuck, it wasn't Journey though. It was a group before Journey and shit. I can't remember the words right now. But the lights go off and you slow dancing. Oh, her name was Shanae. It was Shanae. And Shanae was kissing me and I was feeling like a man. When she was kissing that dude on the motorcycle. Oh, that shit went out the window. Like, what the fuck? I'll never talk to her again. When you're young, you go through some dumbass shit. But that shit, boy, I remember the bus started pulling off. My hand was on the bus, like in the movies. And the bus always stops right before it pulls off into traffic. And this little dude pulls up on the motorcycle, and they're busting slob, boy. I was with him for an hour and a half. I busted slob for 10 minutes before I got on the bus. This guy pulls up, and this girl is just busting slob with this dude. That shit was so fucking hilarious. All I know is I couldn't handle the shit, man. I cried like a bitch for about 3 days, and then talked to one of my little other girlfriends I had met on a little rebound. But when you think about the good old days, oh my God, that shit was so fun. I used to have adventures. But my friend, man, he's like so super adult. Like, you know, when you meet young people with the drive this young guy's got, I've met few people like this. My nephew's like this. My wife is like this. These people have a drive that when my wife says, I'm fixing this, me, I'm like, I'm fixing this. My wife says I'm fixing it. It's getting fixed as soon as possible. I'm fixing it. I missed that one. I'm fixing this means it's getting fixed when I get around to it. Somehow, somewhere, I gave up. I literally just said, fuck it. And when you look at life, you can trace shit back to moments. And you get to the moment, you can literally call up the moment when you change your course or something in your life changed. I don't want my friend tonight to go have revenge sex with this girl and be mad at her. I think he should just say fuck it and let it go. Remember that you love this person and this person meant something to you, and let that shit go. But I can sit back and tell stories though about my adventures. And I wish I could put on a helmet with a camera and teleport myself back in time and be completely invisible at key moments in my life and just record that shit. And sit back in eternity and look at those key moments and think, what if? What if I never did this? And what if I never did that? And Shanae wasn't the first person that broke my heart. That's the first person that broke my heart. And it meant something. There was an impeccable moment connected to the point when the hurt kicked in. And in life, the way I look at it, it's like chapters or movies or episodes. Each episode has some of the same reoccurring stars. And some episodes have family members that you rarely see. So that's when I go places now around the family, you're closer to the inner circle they know. Uncle Lonzo is making a special guest appearance. Because as you know, this is my world. I try to stay within this motherfucker or hop on an airplane and leave the country. I'm either in this room or out of the country or less than 7 miles away from this house. Now, the so-called government wants to bomb me. They'll just hit this motherfucker 10-mile radius and fuck up most of the neighborhood and a lot of people just to get one motherfucker who don't leave the 7-mile radius. So, I want to tell the people that have been watching me for the last almost 20 years, you're not my fans. You're not my followers. You're like my family. You're in between friend and lover without sex. Because I once said, I love you to my fans while my wife was in the room. And she says, you don't say that to me enough. At that time in life, I didn't feel it because I wasn't looking for it like that. I had told her, you don't have to tell me you love me. I can feel it. And then I made her not want to tell me. And then I stopped feeling it. And then I searched inside myself, why the fuck am I feeling like she don't love me no more? And she did. Even when we broke up, even when I had my breakdown, it's in the videos. She could have left me out in the street. I could have been super homeless. She gave me a place to live. We go on family vacation. We love each other. I can give her a hug and a kiss. We go out to dinner. I can say more. We're a married couple. But it's not the 30 years we've been together. It's the episodes within the 30 years. How many times was I a special guest appearance? Because I was away all the time, bullshitting, fucking up. I don't deserve to have the woman I have. I don't deserve to have the life I have. I should have a better life. I should be 5 times more magnificent than I am. I believe I'm in the wrong time period or something. But I know one thing. I know those who love me and have showed me love have always been there. Those white people have been there for me. Black people have been there for me. Mexicans have been there for me. And everything I've learned in school was a lie. Everything I've learned from the people around me was real. And that's the only place you have to really do your own research. If this white person does not like you, that person will let you know. If this white person is just tolerating you, they will let you know. Black people are exactly the same. Mexicans, Asians, so on and so forth. If I look at you like this every time I see you, I don't mean nothing by it. It's just the way I'm looking at you. You may think that you just, hey, this guy don't like me. You might not approach me. You might not know which black person I am. You might not know which white person I am. You might not know which Mexican, Latino, Latinx, because they keep on trying to divide the Mexican people up now, just like the LGBT. I'm going to go somewhere else with that. But you don't know what a person is until you experience them. This young man I've been talking about this whole time is someone that rubbed me the wrong way when I first met him. And yeah, it took me 3 or 4 years to tell him slyly on the slide how he fucking pissed me off. But as an adult, I had to fucking learn. Just because somebody's speaking to you in a certain way, they don't know. They don't know you from shit. So how can I tell somebody that they're treating me wrong if I can't even speak to him? Because I'm scared. He might be mad because his eyebrows are always raised up. So love yourself and love somebody else. And right now, that's like my 5th beer. I can put you on hold and make you wait. If you want to wait, let me know. If not, your boy got to pee. I got to go. I'll wait. Will you wait? I'll back. This is a commercial break. This is a commercial break. This is a commercial break. Oh yeah. Ah. Oh. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Your boy wasn't gonna make it. So when you get a certain age, if you don't release that pressure, your ass gonna be in trouble. You know, it was a movie with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. I remember Jack Nicholson said, "Never trust a fart." So, like I was saying, I'm tired. You gotta love somebody other than yourself. You gotta respect people. You always gotta give people a chance. We as a people, black people I'm talking about right now, we can't always assume nefarious thoughts. Because these people in this world, I mean white folks, they have been trained to believe and to think we are like what the media says we are. We're like the rap records. We're like the haphazard ass videos and movies they do about us. A lot of white people will never know who you are or believe in you or even talk to you if they don't know you. And how can a group of people know another group of people if they're afraid to even begin to talk to each other? You don't always have to talk about, oh, why are the cops killing more blacks than whites? When in actuality, based on certain statistics, by the numbers, they're killing more of them. But we're still getting killed at a higher proportion, and that's the only difference. The average white person thinks if the police are fucking with you, it's because you did something. And those white people are not the poor white people. Poor white people know the police are fucking with you because you're on the dope track and because they can fuck with you. See what I'm saying? We grew up with white folks in the projects. How can you be prejudiced and not have nothing when you borrowing sugar from them niggas? How can you be a racist if you and your kids is at the black lady's house next door when you and your man is fighting? How can you be racist when your kids has got backup from 3 or 4 black kids in the neighborhood when all the other white kids at the school let him get his ass kicked because he broke. So there's a group of white people out here in the world. Not all of them have the one skill that the group of the ones, it's kind of like this. There's a group of white people out here in this world that if you heard them on a telephone, you'd question the person's race. And there's a group of white people out here that can care less about all the bullshit, and their attitude is like, fuck Black Lives Matter, what about everybody's life? Without being just the blue line. It's kind of hard to explain it. There's almost 3 different levels of white people out here that you got to deal with as a black person. And white people don't understand that. And I have experienced and dealt with all of them. There's this one dude who I consider was my best friend, who I need to go see. I haven't seen him in 3 years, since COVID. He was an acquired taste. And he once apologized for calling somebody a nigger. I'm going to tell you the story. See, I got to tell the story without telling names. So I'm going to say I was working at a place. And we're working at this place. And my friend was loud. A lot of white people would love to say that black people are loud, but y'all be loud. He's loud. And in his loudness, doing his job, he had a friend come by the job. We work at a facility. His friend shows up at the back gate. He asks for him. And then the security guard says, you want me to let your friend in here? I'm gonna need some incentive to start doing this. Remember this was my old guy. This was my old guy before I got my new old guy. I had an old white guy. This is my old guy. And you have to watch the beginning of the video to understand what's going on. So my guy's like, what do you want, a pack of cigarettes? You give you some cigarettes? He says, no. He said, well, you want some weed? I'll give you some weed. He says, no. He said, I'm not going to give you no money to get my own job. He says, your friend doesn't work here. He said, fuck this nigga, let's go in. Security guard was outraged, like, this motherfucker just called me a nigger. Big old stink, big old yelling match, arguing, screaming. Next day I show up for work, and the main boss asked me to come in the office. And he says, you heard about what happened? I'm like, no, what happened? He says, there was a shouting match between so-and-so and the security guard. I'm like, let me go find out what happened. I'll come back and report to you. I go up to the security guard station. Security guard said, man, your boy called me a nigga and shit, was all motherfucking disrespectful and shit, man. What the fuck's up with that? And I'm like, man, what happened? Tell me what happened. He said, man, I told him, man, that he gonna, have to give me something to let his friend in here. I'm like, why would you tell somebody that works here to give you something to let somebody else in here? Why would you do that? That don't mean nothing, man, but your boy called me a nigga. And I'm like, our company hires your company for security. Why would you try to charge him money to let you in here? All he's got to do is go down to the superintendent and say, you're trying to charge money for people to get in and you'll be fired. Hey, man. Hey, I'm going to go talk to my boy and see what the fuck happened. I go to the white guy, and the white guy tells me exactly what I just told you. You know, to be honest with you, the white guy was getting a drug fucking delivery. That's the truth. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I ain't got no reason to lie. His boy was delivering him a package. He's about to get fucking high the whole rest of the night. He happened to live on grounds. The truth. But it was not the security guard's place to tell this man that he had to pay to let his friend in. This guy could have went to the gate down the street and used his fucking keys to get the guy in. Period. So I go back to the big boss. And now the big boss is there and the head of security is there. The owner of the security. They asked me what happened. And I said, both of them are telling the truth. He did this and he did that. Then somebody's like, why didn't you just side with the brother? He called the man a nigga. He was acting like a fucking nigga. He was acting like one. So, who am I gonna believe? Let me take you to the next level here. The same security guard's son was the motherfucker that broke in my house. And I told the security guard, because I got the phone number, I'm like, what would happen if I came in your house and went through your shit, motherfucker? Who is this? I'm the motherfucker your son came through my motherfucking house, went through my shit. All I know is this. The security guard was in the wrong. When you're a security guard, you're not supposed to let people on the property. You're not supposed to just take money from people and let them in. In saying that, there were some security guards that I worked with. And now the story's about to shift to power. I worked at this place, and when I started working at this place, I was nobody. I was pretty much picking up paper off the fucking ground. One day, I'm with the same white guy, right? After I've crawled my way up the ladder somewhat, now I got a golf cart and 3 employees. We pull up at the back gate just to go out the gate. Remember, the year before that, there was another black dude there. His name was just gonna say his name was Lars. So Lars used to work there. I pull up on the back gate and I'm like, man, you need to let me out the gate right quick. To the security guard and just, oh nigga, you come for the motherfucking money, huh? White dude looked at me. I looked at him like, let me out the gate. I put my hand out. He gave me $400. He had been letting people in the fucking back gate for money, thinking I was coming for my cut, because I hadn't been going through the back gate because the other guy had got fucking fired. So for a whole fucking week and a half, they was collecting the next motherfucker's gate money on their little scam they was running. What was I supposed to do? My dude looked at me, I looked at him. We went on across. Went on to his little spot and got high. Yep, we got high. Got $400 now. Gave him $150, head on back. We're on our lunch break, right? So, after about 3 years of this shit, you think you're a fucking kingpin. I'm driving motherfuckers around from the gates to sell fucking tickets and get my motherfucking money. Power will corrupt you. I got this much power, went motherfucking ape shit bananas crazy. The people who would ride with me would go crazy. People giving us every fucking time. Here, take it. But I was such an asshole. I was such a bad person that when homeless people would set up their shit, I'd come through with a trailer. I was not a good man. I put their shit in a trailer while they fucking crying. That's my shit, man. Goddamn black motherfuckers throwing my shit away. Then the white guy be flipping their shit in the trailer. We're calling the police, motherfucker. Back the fuck up. Take all their shit and throw it in a dumpster. Then go get a motherfucking tractor with a backhoe and smash it up in front of them. I was not a good person because power made me crazy. Like I told you, I was picking up paper when I started. And now I'm throwing people's shit out in the garbage, calling them names, picking up money at the gate, dropping people off to sell illegal tickets. I went bad. I went mad. And then the worst part about it, it was temporary. It wasn't like I was doing this shit real year round. I was super gangster 1,380 hours a year. Ridiculous. Doing dumb shit, stupid shit. Oh well. Normally I do a 40-minute show. But I really had to get this shit off my chest today. Because out of all the young black people I tried to make better, one police officer, 4 or 5 musicians, a minister, a couple videographers out there, rappers, a couple would-be singers. I like to believe I tried. For some reason, I think I failed this young man. In my lifetime, I really have only had 2 young white people I tried to mentor. I tried to teach right from wrong. The first one, I dealt with that young man for 7 years. An uncanny relationship that should have never happened in the first place. He still gets mail here at my house. The first young white person I tried to help, when I met the person, put it like this. I met this one dude at a job, and the guy had lied on me. Like I said, I was in a mode where I was trying to give people second chances. And then this guy introduced me to this other guy who he said was his friend. Come to find out he'd only known him for like 2 days. Well, this long time ago. So we're going to work for like 3-4 days, and I said, fuck it. You know, I have no place to hang out with right now. Let me go hang out with this dude, man. He seems to be a pretty cool dude. So I went to his house. Motherfucker has swastikas and shit all on the walls and KKK shit all on the walls. And the day I wanted to hang out with him was the day I had experienced some racism at the last job I had talked about. And I wanted to tell him about it. So I walked in the house and saw all these swastikas and shit and all that shit on the wall. And I proceeded to tell my motherfucking story. And like 4 or 5 other white motherfuckers come out the back. This little white woman, she's real small and shit. I guess she was like the house ringleader or whatever the fuck, because there's like a whole bunch of different people living in the fucking house. And I'm telling the story about how the white folks treated me at the job. Now the motherfucker said you're gonna stab me in the back with a pitchfork and all this and that shit. And I was just going off about race and all this shit. And these motherfuckers are looking at me like, this motherfucker's got the motherfucking balls of a goddamn dumpster or something. There's like 7 of us in here, swastikas and Ku Klux and hate shit all over the fucking walls, and he's, spanking us on it. They respected me after that. A lot of people don't understand white people like that. You sit there and listen to them, some of that shit you will agree with if you fucking listen. And then the other shit you be like, man, that shit is fucking dumb. That's stupid. But some of that shit you will agree with. Even though you might like, oh, damn, motherfuckers is kind of fucking salty like that. You will agree with some of that bullshit. So when we sit here as black people on fucking TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and shit and bash white people fucking constantly, we're just dwelling on some bullshit that half of these motherfuckers now ain't got nothing to do with. But they ain't got the fucking balls to stand up to the motherfuckers doing it. We need to tell them to stand the fuck up instead of fucking preaching to these motherfuckers. Stand the fuck up when you hear somebody talk about somebody who's supposed to be your friend. Say something. This motherfucker would say something for me. The motherfucker that called the nigga a nigger was the only motherfucking white dude that stood up for me when I brought all this shit to the fucking head. The most hardest, most racist sounding motherfucking white dude in the whole fucking place was the only motherfucker who stood up for me when the racism hit. Who would have expected that? That's why he was my old dude. So, when people make relationship decisions, and when you tell your friends about what you're doing, and how does that affect your friends? Who is your young girl when you're an older woman? Who was your old girl when you was a younger girl? What did you learn from that person that you didn't learn from your mama and your daddy? Who is your old person? Some people it's their mama. Some people it's their daddy. Some people don't have mamas and daddies. A long time ago, I said, family is no more. The family now is the people you surround yourself with that show you what the love, that share the love or spread the love on you that the love would be coming from a family member. Most family members don't love you. They know you. I care about my cousin, I guess. They don't love you because there's no real bond there. You're just a fucking cousin. Those people in your inner circle, they're not all your family. But some of them people in your inner circle are closer to you than your family. So what is this world we're in? Am I talking all over the map again? Talking about my friends relationship problems, talk about the shit I went through in life, talking about everybody now. We have our perceptions and we make our judgments. You're this. I don't like you because of that. And that's nonsensical. If you don't experience the hate, don't talk on it. If you don't experience the love, don't speak on it. Talk on what you have experienced. I will not call you a name or put a label on you that I have not worn myself. You can call me some of everything. There's been videos on YouTube where they call me Uncle Tom. There's been videos on YouTube where they call me sympathizer. But the problem with all that is, it's the perspective. It's the perspective in which you look at me from. I'm a good guy. I am a bad guy. I'm an asshole. And I'm human. Thank you for giving me this hour and a half or hour and whatever. I normally only do 40 minutes. This is for those motherfuckers on TikTok who don't understand what a conversation's like. I try to give you what two people would give you if they were talking. I wish I could have saw all the messages going up and down the screen, but I didn't. I still appreciate you. I will always appreciate you. And remember, you've been tubed. I love you guys. See you guys later. And how do you turn this motherfucking thing off? Nope, that's not it. Of course, that's not it. Checking in. Thank you. I love you guys. I wish he never met her too. Thank you. How the hell do I do this part here? I'm still on here. What, you pick an eyeballer for you or something? Okay, there's the eyeball. What the fuck is this doing now? What the fuck? Okay. Okay, how you? This is almost comedy now. I'm fucking loving this shit. How you fucking? Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Next week, we'll do another one. See you soon. Catch my little shorts on TikTok. They keep on trying to stop me on TikTok. Y'all gotta blow that shit up over there. I love you and good night.